America's ability to grow is tied closely to whether we succeed in bringing affordable, high-speed broadband internet to all Americans.
If you are African American, low income, and live within a rural community, you are the least likely to be connected.
Broadband is an equity issue. It's a civil rights issue. It's an economic empowerment issue.
At One Economy, we talk about broadband in really three areas: making it available, making it affordable, and then getting people to use it.
Public-private partnerships. We can't do it by ourselves. We have to work together, and I could rattle off so many of them.
But the rate of broadband deployment in urban and high-income areas appears to be outpacing deployment in rural and low-income areas.
Everybody's increasing in the level of adoption, but minority groups are adopting it less quickly.
Without this critical piece of advanced infrastructure, these communities would only fall further behind.
The investments that we make in rural America are going to lead to the economic recovery that we all so desperately need. This is not just a broadband program, this is a stimulus program. If we're going to compete in the global economy, our rural economy has to be sustainable, and it has to have an attractiveness to new businesses so that they can feel they can come in there. Communities that don't have broadband, companies will just look the other way. They won't go there. And if the communities that don't have broadband are predominantly minority communities, the very ones that we need to lift up to try to make this country vibrant in all of its many diverse aspects, then that's exactly the wrong way. That's exactly where we need to go. That's how we're going to level this out. So our objective is to help minorities in rural America be prosperous by turning rural communities into employment centers, centers for innovation. That can't happen without broadband.
It is so important that we put our communities in a position to take advantage of this new technology. Broadband will literally change the paradigm of how we interact and exchange with each other as a society and as a global community.
Not only has broadband begun to transform many aspects of our daily lives, it is redefining our basic social fabric. Demand that we're connected. That's the only way we're going to do it. And to show that this is our bridge, this is our way up.
Just because you grow up in a neighborhood that is institutionally poor should not mean that you don't have the same opportunities as other people.
Because it's not fair for the kid who is in the suburban household and they can go home and do their homework on the computer, and the rural African-American child who has to go to a library, which may be very far away from their farm or their rural community where they live, their home. It's just not fair. It's not right, and it's not going to allow us to bring out the best in this country.
A kid who actually has a World Book Encyclopedia is at a disadvantage over the kid because of the kid who has the internet, who has access to the internet, has the world at his or her fingertips.
We get it. We get it. We are a part of the solution. We just heard people talking about how we are working together. Expand that. The industry is a part of that.
And one of the things that we are unanimous on is that we need to make sure we can build more towers in these rural communities, because that will bring broadband. I look at some of the towns you all were talking about here that we've heard about. Get more towers up there, get more spectrum in those particular towns, you'll get more wireless broadband. You'll get more access. You'll get more consumers connected every single day.
That's the only way we're going to bring some of these services and bring broadband to rural America. We have to continue to invest.
We know what the situation is. We know what the challenges are. We know what the dreams are, most importantly, for this community. Now let's be about it. Let's get down to the business of doing the things that we all talk about. We know what's possible, but it's time to get the work done. Build a public-private partnership in partnership with industry and in partnership with public agencies, because we want to enable all the resources that are possible.
Collaborate, collaborate, and collaborate. Work with the federal government, work with state governments, work with our nonprofit organizations to ensure that we bring this technology to more and more Americans as we go forward. We know with more towers, more spectrum, more training, more collaboration, more broadband will be a stronger America.
Broadband, in an extraordinary way, brings people together who otherwise could not get together. It enables people to learn things and know things that otherwise they would not learn and would not know. It encourages them to see horizons and to learn about how they can get from where they are to where they want to be.
And that is really what this is all about, bringing that promise, living the dream that we all want to live.
If we don't get this broadband thing right, my friends, people are going to be left behind.
We cannot close the economic gaps in this nation without a new, energized focus on this issue.
Working together can make us much more successful than working individually.
We can't afford to lose another child. We can't afford to lose another person who, because there is a doctor 100 miles away, they don't have access to health care. We can't afford it anymore. The price is too high.
There's a lot of future to broadband, and our challenge is to get it into every household.
And as someone on my staff always says, don't just talk about it, be about it. So we are about it. We are going to make it happen. It's not where you live, it's how you live. We need to make sure that how means broadband access that's affordable, available, and that's going to help them improve their lives.